Let me start from The Guardian, like I said from before. Cardoso faces Senate under FX pressure, loss of confidence. There's a chart here. Once again, The Guardian always gives us a chart for better understanding that Cardoso has to deal with. Specifics here: spike in inflation, volatile exchange rate, continuous 22.7 trillion naira ways and means advances, a whole lot on there. But there are other headlines on the front page. We have Nigeria to reduce oil sector's contracting cycle to 6 months, they say, and under deputy governor approaches court to stop impeachment. There's Labour to declare indefinite strike, mobilizes state councils for showdown. That was supposed to start today. And then this year, Nigeria records 7,202 diphtheria cases, 453 deaths already.
Yeah, that's a pretty sad one. And that's because since the beginning of the year, we've heard of this diphtheria cases. So right now, out of 36 states, we have over 21 states that have been affected by, where there have been cases of, diphtheria. And so the NCDC, that's the Nigerian control of, that's the National Control Disease Control agency is, on the matter, and they're doing the best that they can in controlling the outbreak.
How much knowledge is put out there? How much awareness do people know about?
So that is it, because I remember what we did with COVID. I remember what we did with Ebola. So I don't think we're doing as much if you're to compare. I think this is where they really need to step up, and there has to be, enough, orientation and education about, the diphtheria. So what are the signs to look out for? Because I don't even know. So even if someone sitting next to me has it, I wouldn't know that because I don't even know what the symptoms are. So these are the things that we know we need. If over 21 states have been affected, there has to be, a lot more
awareness being put out there, information being put out there. There's still one more I'll touch on, but move on to another paper. East-West roads still abandoned, hellish, 17 years on. We'll talk about the state of the Nigerian roads in just a minute, but let's move on now to the Daily Independence. Daily Independence here this morning has this headline here. NLC takes final decision on indefinite strike today. Like I said from before, it was supposed to commence today, but apparently there seems to be a hold on decision to whether commence at all. Again, Lalong begs Labour not to paralyze the economy and says FG has already resolved one of their demands. So please give a little bit more time, he's asking. At the top, Ondo Deputy Governor heads to courts to halt impeachment proceedings. And I inherited empty treasury from my predecessor, says Taraba Governor. Moving on now to the headlines along the sideline here for the Daily Independence. With 39,526 pending cases, appeal court president cries out. There was also a comment about the tribunal focusing on political issues a bit too much and not having space for other cases that are being put forward. And in this one here, TUC protest takes over Lagos parks. Prescription of RTEAN.
Yes, that's the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria. So there's been a ban on it, and a ban on this association, and the Lagos state government has taken over, the parks in Lagos, and this is what the protest is about, because it also involved Lagos State also seizing some of their items, their vehicles, and some of their properties, which they were not comfortable with, and that's what the TUC's, the trade union, protest was about, and that's what they're saying. Oh no, we need. At least we need to be heard. You need to, and then they've also included, they've also asked for a few of their affiliate bodies, for example, Pegasan, to also join in on the protest. And so let's see what response the state government would give on this.
Okay. There are other headlines here for the Daily Independence before we move on. Voice data services may be disrupted as states threaten shutdown of telco-based stations. And Wi-Fi got a Supreme Court building. Spokesman says it didn't affect presidential election petition material. Thank goodness. A lot of people were very that was the first thing that came to people's mind. Oh, that was going to happen.
Yeah, there were lots and lots of speculations about that. So, well, we'll see.
One more headline there about the case of diphtheria in Nigeria for the Daily Independence as we move on to our next daily. That's the Punch newspaper. Right off the bat, Tinubu reviews documents as CBN investigators submit interim report. Nigerians will know what really went wrong and what brought us down, says the SGF. And CBN Special Investigator continues audit. FG links nation's woes to bad governance. At the top for the Punch, strike. Labour accuses FG of delay. NLC ESCOs meets today. The argument is, however, that there have been certain measures that have been met since after the, I think, 2 Mondays or so meetings from before, and the FG is asking that, hey, come on, we've met some of these.
Yeah, so at least give us a bit, give us some time. Well, I'm really looking forward to how the outcome of the meeting today, because, you know, there's still been that ongoing, you know, back and forth between the NLC and the federal government. It's like they're not meeting each other halfway, and they have to find a way to meet each other halfway so that all of these issues can be resolved.
Yes. A picture story here. NYG athletes lament poor conditions and maltreatments. The photo shows the athletes in very poor sleeping conditions. I wouldn't wish that on my enemy, what I see here. Plus, you have to ask yourself what effect this takes on the body when you have to, when your body is what you use for your, what's it called? And good news, police arrest suspected Shagamu cult leader and 18 others. We've got the Daily Times here. PDP LP smell a rat in Supreme Court fire. And at the bottom of the page here, embattled Ondo Deputy Governor heads to court to stop impeachment, and U.S. expects peaceful Bielsa gubernatorial polls. NBA berates LG chair over omission in palliative committee, and flyover bridge on Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway caves in. So personally, I'm more than most people here aware of what the state of Nigerian roads are. And a flyover bridge is not something that you can have a pothole on the road, but to have an entire flyover bridge collapse, that just is an inkling into the measure of lack of maintenance when it comes to.
Yes, so I caught up on that report yesterday, and the governor is doing something about it, because I saw there was a report of him at the place of the the flyover, the instance where the incidents, the bad road incidents, he was there and he was reassuring the citizens that it is going to be fixed. And so far we've seen, you know, him, you know, that's not the first case that he's had to deal with so far since he became governor. So we're hoping that
fixing is one thing, having a maintenance culture is another thing, which is something we don't have when it comes to roads. We'll fix it. We've done it. Yay! You can use it now.
Yeah.
Then you lie down and nothing happens after that. But thank you very much, MM, for joining for the program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us as well. Of course, do remember now, there's so much more coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria. We've got health, we've got parenting. Stay tuned. You'll enjoy this. We'll be back.